Hey, welcome back to another daily video in the series that I'm calling 10 Tutorials of Christmas. And today I'm going to be talking about shifting because actually it's pretty uncommon knowledge depending on who you're talking to. Like, for instance, I know people who don't know how to shift on a bike. So today I'm going to show you how. But let's get started with the basics. So right here we have a shifter. You can tell because most shifters come with two like switches or paddles that you hit to shift. Now on the right hand shifter you will have this one, which will shift down. For instance, it will shift me down to third gear, which is easier to pedal on, better for inclines. And also with this paddle right here, the paddle right under the brake, you will shift up. For me, I'd go into fifth gear, better for downhills. And what that is controlling is the derailleur down here, which is this thing, which is responsible for doing all the shifting. And if you're wondering, this right here is called a cassette. It's basically where the chain gets locked onto while you're shifting, and then of course the derailleur moves it around. And also, depending on what kind of level your bike is at, you might have a shifter on this side, which is just about the same, but it controls this one right over here. And that one is the front cassette, as far as I know. That's what it's called. And now most entry-level bikes have it like this. But the more advanced your bike is, the less things you'll have on the front and the more things you'll have on the back. Like, for instance, most more advanced bikes will have like a 1x12 setup, where in the front there's only one thing, one speed, and in the back there are 12 gears that you can go through. And so that's the basic of gears. And now you might be wondering, when do I use these gears? Well, it's actually kind of like a car. So basically how you use the gears is the lower the gear. First gear is the lowest you can go, and it's the easiest to pedal. It's good for inclines and things like that, uphill, where basically it's harder to pedal. And it just gets even harder the more you have to pedal. But like in first gear, you can go up many inclines quite easily. So basically, like the lower number gear, the easier it is to pedal. Now, just about anything above fifth gear, from what I know, is ground for going straight forward and maybe going a bit downhill. Because if you've ever tried to stand up and ride your bike in first gear, it's extremely hard. So what you have to do is go into a higher gear, and when you're going downhill you want to do the same thing, because if you were riding in fourth gear and you're going downhill, the speed's gonna make it so the pedals are really easy to move around, and that's not very good for standing up. So you want to go into a higher gear. But anyways, that's all I have to say about shifting. If you like my content, consider subscribing, and I'll see you next time. Bye!